Hey folks, thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to be making two simple bottle stoppers out of some scraps of mahogany. Stick around, we'll get started. So the first bottle stopper today I'm going to make uses one of these silicone inserts, and it wants a 3/4 by 1/2 inch diameter tenon. So what I've got for stock preparation is I've marked the center on both ends. I'm going to put it between centers, turn it to round, and then create a tenon on one end, and then we'll work holding it to shape the outside. Put this between centers. And grab a spindle rough gouge. Okay. Mark back 3/4 of an inch. And I'll set my calipers for 1/2 inch. I'm going to grab a parting tool, and I will part that tenon down. Okay, that should work. So, at some point we're going to have to hold this and then to be able to shape the outside. So, there's a couple of different ways that I know to do it. I'll share the ones that I know. I'm sure there's probably others. One way is to use a drill chuck in your headstock. Of course, if you do that, you want to make sure that it's that you have a thread in the back so that you can put a drawbar in, because you don't want this flying out while it's spinning at 2,000 RPM. The method I'm probably going to use today is to use a collet chuck. I happen to have the Beal version of this, and it happens to have a 1/2 inch insert that should work just fine for this. So let me grab my knockout bar and we'll get this mounted. Grab a pocket knife and clean off that tiny little cruft there. start off, I will go ahead and bring the tailstock back up for support, but at some point I will pull it away so that I can finish the end. So I'll grab a spindle gouge and I'll start shaping. Throw a quick coat of AAA on this just to see what it looks like. Looks good. If you really want to make these things shine, do a CA finish. Really shines up nicely. I'm going to get it off and I'll show you how to put it together. So what you do then is take a dab of CA and drop into the bottom of this, and then just slide the silicone stopper onto it. There you go. That's the first one done. Let me grab the second blank and we'll talk about it. So another simple way to make a bottle stopper is with these corks that have a hole through them. They want a 3/8 of an inch dowel about an inch long. So let me take that off and go back to between centers and we'll get this one going. Okay, this one actually wants a tenon that is 3/8 of an inch diameter, 1 1/4 inches long. So let me rough it out and then I'll mark it. If you had a short length and you wanted to maximize the amount of material you have for the stopper, what you can also do is drill a 3/8 inch hole and then use a bit of 3/8 inch dowel down into the cork and then glue it into the top as well. In that case, you probably want to use drill it first and then use something like a light pull drive in the headstock for doing the initial turning. It would limit the amount or the things you can do to the end of it, but once you glue the dowel in, you could grip the dowel in and collet choke the same way we did the previous one. Mark out the length of the tenon. And I will set my calipers to 3/8 of an inch. And then we'll part it down. Come off that little bit at the end. Taper it just a little. Now let me swap out the collet in my collet chuck for a 3/8 of an inch holder. If I'm lucky. Yes. Already got one loaded. Tell you what, let me show you a different method. Instead of using a collet chuck like this, let me grab a cheaper alternative. This is a Morse 2 collet chuck. It just happens to be 3/8 of an inch, which should fit our shaft, assuming I trimmed it right. I think I left it a little fat. thing about this one is you need to, it's threaded on the back, so you need to have a drawbar that matches it. I forget what this one is, 1/4 or, no, not 1/4, but slightly larger, I think it is. Yes. As long as your drawbar matches the threading on the back of your chuck, as you tighten it up, that's what squeezes it down and makes it actually hold. Tighten this in. And squeeze it. That's not going anywhere. And again, I will bring up the tailstock for the initial shaping, just to keep it from whipping about. Now you do have to be very careful once you're unsupported, because you're hanging out here on a 3/8 of an inch bit of wood, so don't get too aggressive. Okay. Assembly is just, you put a little bit of CA glue on the shaft and slide the cork over it. I'll polish these up later so that you'll see some nice pictures. Well, thanks for sticking with me. If this is your first time here, please be sure to hit subscribe, like, comment, share. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. I try to put up one of these a week, so see you next time. Take care.